Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into how you can get absolutely transformative visibility into your Oracle Fusion SaaS environments. Specifically, we're going to look at deploying the OCI Application Performance Monitoring, or APM, browser agent. If you're a cloud, database, or IT ops professional, you already know that Fusion Cloud Apps are literally the lifeblood of your mission-critical business operations. Whether we're talking HR, ERP, or supply chain, right? But monitoring them, well, that's always been a bit of a unique beast. So today, we're going to break down exactly how you can stop guessing and start seeing exactly what your users are actually experiencing out there. You know the drill. It's that classic IT blind spot. A ticket comes in with those four terrifying words. The system is slow. But you go and check the server metrics, and everything is completely green. CPU? Fine. Memory? Fine. Network looks totally okay. So how do you prove it? How do you actually know if it's a regional ISP issue, a specific browser glitching out, or just a really heavy backend query? Relying on server-side guesses basically leaves you totally in the dark when it comes to that actual last mile, the user's browser. We need a way to bridge that gap. Okay, let's look at our roadmap for today. First, why real user monitoring? 2, architecture and prerequisites. 3, deploying to ADF and Redwood. 4, dashboards and insights. And 5, proactive metrics and alarms. Section 1, why real user monitoring? The missing piece. So the core concept here is a massive paradigm shift in how we monitor SaaS. OCI APM Real User Monitoring, or RUM, captures interaction data directly from the user's browser. It completely bypasses the infrastructure layer and gives you the exact reality of the user's experience. We're talking about tracking actual page load times, individual user clicks, navigation flows, AJAX API call performance, and even those tricky client-side JavaScript errors. Instead of kind of guessing what might be happening based on backend logs, you're getting the irrefutable truth of what actually rendered on their screen the exact second it happened. Moving on to Section 2, architecture and prerequisites, before you deploy. For you IT ops pros out there, you gotta get your ducks in a row before you start injecting scripts, right? It's a brisk list, but it's absolutely crucial. First off, you need an active OCI APM domain provisioned in your OCI tenancy. From there, you'll grab your APM public data key and your data upload endpoint. That's just the URL where the browser sends its telemetry data. Finally, and this is the big one for the Fusion side, you need the right permissions. You need ADF sandbox access to edit global templates and Visual Builder Studio access with the correct developer or admin roles to modify Redwood pages. Have all that ready, and I promise the actual deployment is a breeze. Section 3, deploying to ADF and Redwood. Technical implementation. Now here is the really crucial part. You have to understand that Oracle Fusion operates on a dual engine reality. First, you have the legacy ADF pages. You can spot these a mile away because they have /faces in the URL. These guys are modified via sandboxes. Then you have the modern next-gen Redwood pages, which have /redwood in the URL, and these are modified using Visual Builder Studio. For complete absolute visibility across your entire Fusion ecosystem, you simply have to implement the APM browser agent on both types of pages. Let's tackle ADF first. The cool thing about ADF is it uses a global page template. So we can inject our script just once and it cascades everywhere. You'll log into Fusion, go to your global page template editor, and spin up a sandbox using the page template composer. Just make sure you're in design mode, select structure, and drop in a new HTML markup component. From there, pop open the expression builder, paste in the APM browser agent script with your specific data key and endpoint, and hit publish. Boom. Just like that, all your legacy pages are globally reporting real user data. All right, shifting gears to the Redwood engine. For this one, navigate to any Redwood page, say your Me Journeys page. Click your profile icon and hit Edit the Page in Visual Builder Studio. That opens up your Git repository. You're going to want to click over to the Advanced tab and find the Unified Module section. Think of this Unified Module as the master key for applying changes across all Redwood pages. You just find the JavaScript area, swap out the default code with your APM configuration script, save it, and publish. And there you go. Your modern interface is fully instrumented too. Before we dive into the really fun stuff, the data, we do need a quick word on compliance. By default, OCI APM hashes user IDs to protect personally identifiable information, or PII. Now there is a flag in the script, track plain user ID equals true, that you can uncomment if you absolutely need to see plain text user IDs. It's super handy if you're debugging a very specific user's nightmare issue. But please make sure you are totally squared away with GDPR, CCPA, and your own internal privacy rules before you leave that enabled. Privacy by design is the default here for a very good reason.
Section 4, Dashboards and Insights. Analytical Payoff.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how we actually translate all that raw technical data into real business context. Once your agent is deployed, head into your APM domain and turn on the Oracle-provided Fuse Span Enrichment role. Honestly, this is magic for IT ops. It automatically grabs those raw browser traces and tags them with Fusion-specific attributes. It tells you the exact Redwood application, the specific path, and the Fusion family. Like, hey, does this trace belong to human capital management or is it supply chain? It instantly maps your technical telemetry directly back to your business areas. And because you have those attributes firing, the out-of-the-box RUM dashboard just lights up instantly. You don't have to write a single custom query to get this command center. You can check your Apodex score, which gives you a standardized look at overall user satisfaction. You can track actual, real-world render times for both your ADF and Redwood pages. You can visualize geographic latency, literally seeing if folks in London are experiencing more lag than your team in New York. Plus, you get a live, constantly updating list of the top slowest pages. Your team knows exactly what fire to put out first. But that out-of-the-box stuff is really just the beginning. The telemetry data unlocks some insanely deep custom use cases. You can actually profile individual user sessions. Let's say an executive is complaining about a clunky workflow. You can query their specific session, track their exact clicks, and visualize the precise sequence of bottlenecks they hit. You can even aggregate this data to see which application areas are getting the highest engagement. It completely transforms how you understand the way your organization actually uses Fusion. Finally, Section 5, Proactive Metrics and Alarms. Alarms and Automation. Okay, this is where we make that day-in-the-life transition from being constantly reactive to actually being proactive. First step, you create a custom metric right in your APM domain. You might name it something like Slow Fusion Redwood Pages. You set up a span filter query to isolate that exact behavior and select your value source, like span duration. You can group these by dimensions, maybe by Redwood container. But hey, quick pro tip. Be super careful to keep your dimension count low here. Too many dimensions creates high cardinality, and that can overload your monitoring service. Keep it focused. And here's the ultimate payoff for IT ops. Once that custom metric is flowing, you jump over to the Metrics Explorer in OCI. You grab your custom namespace, and you set a trigger rule. Let's say if the count of slow pages spikes over 1,000 in a single minute, boom, trigger an alarm. You route that alarm straight to an OCI notification topic that's plugged into your team's Slack or PagerDuty. Now your team gets pinged the exact second Fusion performance starts to tank. You can investigate and resolve it before a single user even has time to draft a support ticket. So it all boils down to this. Are you ready to stop guessing and start monitoring the real user experience? By just injecting a simple script into your global ADF template and your Redwood unified module, you completely eliminate those server-side assumptions and replace them with hard, browser-based facts. You get deep insights, automatic business context mapping, and proactive alerting. It is a massive, game-changing upgrade to your monitoring maturity, giving you the absolute truth of your Fusion Cloud app's performance. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today. I really hope this empowers you to go take total control of your SaaS environment.